for a reason, then this is it.
And if
We'll
you
bring
don't
the
believe
rest
I'd do it,
safety, and if anyone wants to come with, that it will be their choice.
if you don't believe I'd do it for you, remember there's gold at the end, and know that I'd do it for that. And like, what do you plan for me to do? Like, if I'm out of control, are you suddenly now the master of everything, and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, Kildek's in control, or are we just listening to your queen again?
No, I want to save you. You know, if I will, I can. I want to be there if you're like not in control of yourself. I just needed to know that like right now that you still choose us.
And you don't believe that I do? I've told you multiple times now that I do.
I just needed confirmation. I just needed that little affirmation. I trust you for right now.
For right
I'm
now.
Sorry. I'm sorry if I'm gonna have to ask again, but you know, like you are.
And what causes this
you're
distrust?
Tied to her. You're tied to her. You can't deny that. With the tentacles and the water in the bed, and you getting kidnapped in the middle of the night, like there's just so much going on. I just need to recheck in.
Okay, first off, the kidnapping was not her. That was the Red Wizards, who are more tied to Tawny. So even more evidence that you don't really know what's happening.
No, and that's why I'm asking if you choose us. I need that affirmation.
I choose this boat.
Okay.
I've never displayed any signs of disloyalty to this ship or its crew.
But how did you get all that magic? Where did that come from?
I didn't know anything about magic until like 4 days ago. I don't know where it came from.
That's why I'm worried.
How do we know your queen didn't give it to me? Because she can just give magic away willy-nilly. How do we know she didn't give it to me to set you up to distrust me, to disband our group? What if your queen is working with Arusula, sees us as a threat, and is trying to disband the group?
I do not believe that she is working with...
So you have more trust with your queen than with me?
Yes.
Cool.
Because Arusula has touched your mind. And I want to trust our Kildak, but I don't know if or when, if you're going to become her Kildak. I don't want that.
And at what point do you become
I just want to make sure that you're still with us.
Where's that line?
I didn't hear you.
At what point do you become her Wikipedia?
I mean, her Wikipedia is the Wikipedia you've always known. I've been with her long before I've met you guys. So that's just who I am. And I made a deal with her to be with her. And she supplies my magic. And that's how my magic comes. And I'm just worried that you made a deal with Arusula to get your magic the same way I got mine. And you know, you can make deals all you want, that's fine, but Arusula's trying to destroy our world here. And I don't think that that's a deal I can get behind.
You can ask Tawny. She knows everything. She called me special yesterday. Earlier today. She called me special earlier today. Yeah. She knows.
I'm sorry if I've insulted you, Kildak. That wasn't my intention, but...
It's very painful when you say you don't trust me.
I don't trust Arusula. I don't trust her. And if she has touched your mind, and if you've become her Kildak, then I'm not going to trust that version of Kildak, and I just want to make sure that it's still you here. Because you have to understand, like, I could get to a point of not trusting you if she takes you.
And what do I have to trust you with? How many things have you done for your queen that you didn't willingly do?
I feel like I've always had a choice in what I've done so far.
Then why should, even if I did have a deal, why would it be any different?
Because my queen's not trying to destroy the world, she's trying to save it.
And what assurances do I have of that?
I guess just my word.
And you have mine. Good night, Wickeby.
And I killed that.
With that, this doesn't happen. I believe it was stated this does not happen privately. Like, you pulled him aside, but it's on the deck of the ship.
It is very public on the deck of the ship.
I will say that most of the crew is not paying attention. They're getting the ship ready to go. They're sailing southbound. Tawny, are you watching this conversation, or are you invested in something different in this moment?
No, I'm watching all of this go down, and there was a couple times where she's a little bit further back, where she just kind of like jolted forward because she just wanted to like come in and like throw all of her energy into it, and she's very much like, it was hard to hold herself back, but she felt like this was Kildak's moment and that he should get to defend himself, and she didn't want to like come in and speak over that. But she is very much like brewing in her own right, especially with the fact that earlier, before when we were at the Sea Hag's treehouse, Wikipedia was like, "Oh, I have different priorities than you," and she was trying to, in Tawny's mind, act like she was more invested and she was right in this idea of saving the world, but in Tawny's mind it was just a selfish act. And now she's coming and like yelling at Kildak for something that Tawny knows or thinks is completely unbased, and so she's just brewing in the corner, but not jumping in unless she felt it was Kildak would have wanted her to.
Got it. Does Tawny see any like similarities between Wikipedia being like, I don't know what's going on and I don't trust that, to Tawny back in the Sauna Coast confronting Wikipedia and saying similar things of being like, I don't know what your patron is and I don't like it? Is there any similarity? Does Tawny see any similarity there?
She doesn't see it that way, because what happened at the ziggurat was Wikipedia's action doing something shady, lying about things in Tawny's mind, and then monsters were attacking them because of it. Whereas in this case, it was very clear at the shipwreck to Tawny that Kildak was being forced against his will, and Kildak has just been tortured, and that was very clearly communicated to Wikipedia. And the idea of yelling and threatening someone hours after they were just tortured is going to cover any cloudiness, where the similarities do exist, but not in Tawny's mind.
But not in Tawny's mind. Cool. Wikipedia and Kildak conclude their huddle, if you can call it that. They go their separate ways. Is anybody doing anything before before your long rest? Excuse me.
I'm going to take my dead corals that I've been collecting, and throw out the porthole in my bedroom.
Cool. With that, with the corals thrown out of the porthole, everybody gets a long rest.
Why does that not feel good?
Yay! Who had the lowest hit points coming out of that?
I think. Well, I healed you up, so I don't know
Yeah,
what
you
your.
dropped me to 2, and then Tawny healed me back up to 22.
I had 28.
22.
I'm at 21.
And I healed
Kildek
you
has a
20
5
as
point.
well.
Yeah.
No, you gave me 15, I believe.
No, I gave
Was
you
it 20?
Mhm.
Oh my
You were at
goodness.
1. Oh no, it makes,
No,
that makes sense.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Wow.
You love to see. You love to
Back
see
up.
some players at low hit points.
Back up to 75.
Sweet 75. How I missed you.
It only took 2 major layers to get me down to 21. I really appreciate that, John.
No problem. I'll try to do better next time.
Yeah, make it at least 4.
I was gonna try to do it in 1 layer.
Next
Oh.
time, you're just making death saving rolls. How do you feel about that?
We'll
I
skip
mean,
the
it
help
would be a first.
power word kill. If you're under 100 hit points, you're dead. Easy.
Oof.
When I was being tortured, I really thought you were really gonna do that.
No.
Because you started with
I-
power word, and I was like,
I
oh
did
shit.
enjoy dropping the phrase power word and being like, oh, there's a spell that I know that ends like that. Yes, lovely. Cool. Yeah, everyone gets their long rest.
Thank God.
Um, the next morning.
Before we wake up, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Like just while we're like laying in bed, just Kildek's just stewing. And he's gonna understand Wickerby had decent intentions, if maybe poorly placed concern. But we're on the same team. He's gonna go to bed content.
You wake up in the morning to the early sunrise, and you hear there's some commotion on the deck as the rainbow pirate, who is in the crow's nest, shouts down that there's a flock of birds, captains. Flock of birds coming from the southwest, southeast, south, coming from the south.
Does he not know his directions?
It's coming from the
Who is
southeast,
saying
I
this?
think.
Rainbow Pirate? Me.
This is
Rainbow
Rainbow
Pirate.
Pirate. Yeah,
Jesus, maybe we should just demote him to Rainbow.
coming from the southeast. Final answer. And I need everyone to give me perception checks. And actually, I think Wikipedia, you have the long ass spyglass, and I think that will apply if you want to use that.
Sure. I did not roll well. I could use it. What does it do? Ooh, okay.
+5, I think.
So there. Yeah, that bumped my 10 up to a 15.
There you go. Kildek, how'd you do?
7.
Oh, okay. You have one eye. It's hard.
12.
12. Kildek, you, from the glare of the rising sun, you don't see any birds. Like you got no birds. Donna, you do see there's a flock of really it's like 5 or 10 birds making their way towards you. Wikipedia, with your spyglass, you spot that the birds are all made out of paper, and all of these paper birds are approaching the boat. And as they come over, you see a couple of them flutter down and land on the edge of the deck, while a couple of them continue on towards White Sands.
Yeah. Wikipedia is very excited on the ship deck. She has seen this before, the paper birds. She's very excited to see it again. She's only seen it once before, and so she just likes being in the middle of all the birds and paper just flying around, seeing where each one lands to. It's very interesting. It's very cool.
And the Depressed Guppy's got mail. You see that one of them is addressed to the Admiral. One of them is addressed to just the captains of the Depressed Guppy.
Oh shit, that's how we got here in the first place.
And then there's a couple other ones for other pirates that are just letters from home. But the
Does
two big ones.
Chestnut
yes.
get one? Walnut?
Chestnut did not get a letter.
Oh. Probably because all his people are dead.
His name's not Chestnut.
It's Walnut.
It's
He's
Mako and Walnut, but that's fine.
Kildek calls him by a different nut every time. He's like, "What's up, almond?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's me."
Oh. Cashew.
Academia? I'm gonna
Filbert.
take the letter that has drifted the closest to me and give it to Tawny.
Which one is that? I'm assuming, is that the captain's one, or you hand me the Admiral's mail?
Whatever letter comes closest to me.
Give me a D4.
Which one has fallen the closest to me?
Roll me a D4. If you get a 4 on the D4, you'll just snag the Admirals.
How do I
Four.
forget this every time?
Yeah, like you intercept the Admirals on your way there. Yep. And you hand
And I hand it to Tawny.
the Tawny, and there's another bird that is fluttering around the three of you. It's kind of rotating between the three of you.
I'll grab that one too and just put it behind the Admiral's and open the Admiral's mail up.
Yeah, you open the.
I'm just
rude.
skimming it, like didn't even realize it was really the Admiral's and just.
Got it. This is what you read on the Admirals. I'll give you the whole thing because it's pretty short. It says it is titled "Notice of Trial to one Alfonso Salesi. You are hereby called to the Court of Waterdeep for judgment in accordance with your crime. In addition to failing to appear before your annual court request for the previous 72 years, you will also be charged with resisting arrest, waste and misuse of public time and resources, and operating as a fugitive of the law of His Majesty. You're expected to appear before His Honorable Judge on the 13th day of the first month of the 1486th year of our Lord Lathander.
Did it say like?
How old is the
on
Admiral?
front? He's an elf.
Nope. It just says Alfonso Salesi. His real name is not the Admiral.
I mean, obviously, but Tawny doesn't
There's-
know that. I would assume
That
that
is
unless he shares that information, like.
That is true. I will say,
Did
like,
you get mail, Tawny?
at this point, you don't know who this is for.
I mean, we could be handing me this mail, but like, it's not for any of us. I'm just gonna be like,
Got mail that's not for us?
do we have a pirate named Alfonso? I don't think so.
Alfonso?
Uh,
No.
From-
I would
Yep.
know if someone in our crew was named Alfonso.
Yeah, sounds weird to me, and I'm gonna rip it in half.
The Admiral like goes to reach for it, and then you rip it, and he goes,
Can I do a perception check on
Yeah, do I see that?
"Yeah, give me perception."
that? 4.
15.
Yeah, Tony, you recognize that he was reaching for it when you were like Alfonso Salesi. When you say his name, like his head turns out of like mostly surprised that nobody said his real name in years. Yeah, it's been a very long time.
Rip it in half, throw it in the water.
Rip it.
You noticed he reached and didn't. Okay.
You give me an insight check real quick as you rip it.
I'm trying to protect him. That's a 10.
Even on a 10, you can see on his face, he knew exactly what was on this letter. He's received 72 of these before. He gets them annually, and he is not surprised. He recognized the it's not called the
Stationery.
stamp. Yeah, the stationery, and was like, yeah, the seal. Thank you. He recognized the seal and was like, I know what that is.
Yep, and I'm just
That's
in the water. Not ours.
Mm.
It doesn't matter. And then I'll
He shrugs and goes about his business. He's like, oh well, I need that.
I just would have felt bad if he had like a collection of all 72, and like now we've ruined the collection.
He does not have a collection of all 72.
That's a Kildeck
He's
thing.
not
That's
that-
not an Admiral thing.
He's not that
Projection.
attached
That's a
to
very
it.
common thing. I'm sentimental. Maybe he is.
Oh, it's funny.
You didn't read the
Whoever
letter.
this
You didn't know it was his. So
Whoever Alfonso is,
you
I
do
feel bad
see
that
me
he's not
whip
gonna-
up this Alfonso guy's mail.
I did probably pretty rude. Alfonso probably needed that letter.
I love the idea that Tawny is supposed to be like collecting a bunch of information about the material plane, but anytime
That's a spread of
anything bores her,
information.
like this is like the 5th thing she's whipped up, and she's just like, oh,
Yeah,
this is boring, unimportant.
This is boring. That reminds me of the scene from like Scott Pilgrim where he's reading the email and he's like, this is boring. And then just deletes it. Yeah. This is boring. Throws it away. Perfect. Yeah, you throw that letter away. Alfonso, the Admiral Celesi, is not heartbroken about that. And
And I look at the other one.
the other one is it is on very plain paper. The only distinguishing features is the penmanship looks like fairly official. Like the person that has done it has had practice in penmanship, and but there is no like wax seal to it. You see, it is titled "Children of the Reef," and it begins: "If you be chivalrous pirates, esteemed raiders, or revel in the honor amongst thieves, then heed this call. This
Is
be
there
the
money?
official summons to the 6th Pirate Court, held at Hangman's Cove in 5 days' time. All swashbucklers welcome. Any captains of the code may participate in the proceedings, overseen by the great and honorable Octopus. An opportunity has been laid at our feet, ripe for the taking. A new age of piracy beckons, and we will heed its call, for plunder, for glory." And the signature says, "Live free or hang," and it is signed by the Octopus.
Does Tony read that out loud?
Nope, I folded it up and I put it in my pocket.
What was that one?
Okay.
Like, she almost goes like, I don't have time for this, and I fold it up and I put it in my pocket.
Was that also for Alfonso?
Nope.
Who's that one for?
You know.
Alfredo? Oh. For you? You got mail, Tony? Who's sending you mail?
Bug Guy says, "Was that one for me?"
It was more like fan mail.
Oh, what's fan mail?
It's when mail is so unimportant, you use the paper to fan yourself off.
Oh. And you see he picks up the scraps of Alfonso's mail and begins to fan himself.
Yeah, like that.
Fan mail.
So I'm gonna see Tawny pocket that letter, and I'm absolutely thinking back to the last time we got mail. When a secret letter was given to a captain of the Depressed Guppy. They hid it from everybody and tried to sell us into death and or slavery.
Yes, because that's so tawny.
It's not Tawny at all. Odd that it's being kept secret.
If I had a nickel for every time a captain of the Depressed Guppy kept a
said it.
letter in the mail for me,
I was just
I'd
like,
have 2 nickels.
oh, it's unimportant. It's fan mail.
Did I notice that it said to the captains of the Depressed Guppy?
Give me perception.
That's a 6.
No.
Okay. Honestly, who could, like, just saying my thoughts out loud, who could Tawny have that's, like, sending her mail? A red wizard? her lover
Lady
from
Ethra?
Red Rat Bay.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Also mumbled, I don't have time for this.
That's true.
probably either the Red Wizards or her lover from Red Rat Bay. Both still very applicable.
Both still on the table.
Just to be on the safe side, as we're kind of walking away, I gotta know. Can I try and pickpocket her?
Yeah. Yeah. Give me a sleight of hand check. If you want advantage, you have to convince me. But I'm willing to be convinced.
I want advantage.
You gotta convince me. Yeah.
Here's my convincing for my end. Tawny is always alert and nobody gets to just touch Tawny. Like, the idea of Kildak coming up and taking something from her pocket.
I'm going. So, what do I have on my person? Do I have my backpack or anything?
Yeah, you got all your stuff.
Okay. So I'm gonna walk up to Tawny and say, "Hey, can you hold this for me for a minute?" And I'm going to shove my backpack in her hands. And
He doesn't only have one arm.
Yep. I need help. Shove it in her hands. And so I'm using my arm, pushing it into her hands, and as I do, I'm just gonna go past a little bit and reach in her pocket.
Okay. I'm gonna say I'm gonna have both of you roll with advantage. Kildak for sleight of hand, Tawny for perception.
Can I give Jake the help action by creating a distraction, making Tawny not have advantage anymore?
I got a nat 20.
I got a 9.
You got a 9? Okay. Yeah. Tawny, on that nat 20, Jake Kildak pushes the I'll say this. Kildak pushes the bag into your hand. You can tell that he was going for the letter on the nat 20. On Kildak's 9, Wikipedia, you also could tell that he was going for the letter. Everybody knows everything that just happened.
Did I get the letter? I mean,
You
yeah,
did not
I
get
failed
the
to do it sneakily. Okay.
not-
well,
No,
on
I
the
got
nat
a
20.
fucking nat 20.
On nat 20.
And my roll before that still would have been higher than your 9.
yeah, I'm rolling like garbage tonight.
I went to seeing that, already, Tawny's not going to just hold your bag because you asked for it. And then the fact that you're also trying to steal from me, I'm going to, grab your wrist and say, what the fuck do you think you're doing?
I wanted to know what the letter was. Think of the last letter that was addressed to the captain. I realize that's not what you're doing, but just I don't like secret mail. It's got a bad stink to it. Who's it from?
So, talk to me about it. You're
I
gonna
did.
steal
You
from
said I did try and talk to you about it. You wouldn't tell me anything. So yeah, I've resorted to stealing it.
Stupid.
The real pirate way.
I'm gonna pull it out. And I'm gonna say, it's from the octopus chick. And it is something that is a waste of time. Because guess what, buddy? It's the end of the fucking world. And I'll I'll give it to you. Be like, it's about some annual pirate meeting. It's literally a conference.
Some would call it.
I see what you're
a
saying.
big conference.
But we needed to stop somewhere for supplies anyways. We're not making it all the way to the reef, through the reef, and hopefully back. We just don't have enough food.
You're telling me that the Queen of Sea and Darkness is trying to take over this realm. We are on a very tight schedule. There is so much shit going on right now. The world could end at literally any moment. And you want to spend hours in a conference?
On that pause, all three of you give me a perception check real quick.
That one.
Hmm.
I'm not
Jake!
saying I want to spend hours in the conference.
Give me 1 second, Jake, before you make your point.
13.
13.
19.
Okay.
I'm not really involved in this conversation. I'm just kind of watching back and forth.
No. Poor Gilda, you do not notice this.
What?
The
Really?
ladies do. Yeah, the ladies do. As Tawny lays that out, from your peripherals, you see all motion on the deck has stopped. The crew has gone completely silent. Did not know the world was ending. Did not know they were sailing into the reef.
I didn't say the reef. I didn't say that.
I did.
Kildek did.
Oh.
Did not know they were sailing into certain doom. Did not realize that the world was ending. It has gone dead silent, and again, nobody is moving. Dead silent. All eyes are locked on you guys, and both the two of you see this as Kildek follows up.
I didn't say we had to spend hours in a conference. I'm saying we need food. Might as well go somewhere where we're accepted, and we also have a package waiting for us there. Yeah, it's small beans, but you know, we paid money for it.
I didn't say we can't stop at Hangman's Cove for supplies. I'm saying that this conference call is a waste of fucking time. And that is why
I think it could be useful.
I just pocketed the letter.
It could be useful. Maybe they'd be willing to help us. Tonka helped us. Look how much money we got
No,
because
she
of her.
didn't. She asked you for help. You helped her and then screwed her over. Is that,
Like I
you
said,
want to
she helped
go?
us.
You want to ask the pirates for help, knowing that the last time a pirate asked you for help, you quickly screwed her over? Might I
Yes,
mention
because
that
that's
where we're going,
literally
there's
what we
also
do.
going to be a ton of gold.
Right?
You want to share it with the other pirates? Or how about let all the other pirates come and see who I really am? That's a great idea. Yeah, let's totally ask for help.
You raise a good point. Okay. But I mean, end of the world. What, you don't want to go to a conference? Last conference. Last conference of the world. Might as well go.
The Admiral is the first one to speak up and goes, "May I make a suggestion, captains?
Yeah.
Why don't we not go to this conference and just leave? Why do we have to spend it? Why not just
Leave?
Go where? Leave to where?
It sounds like anywhere else is better than here.
That's not
Unless you got like
true. I
a
guarantee you
one-way
there is one
ticket.
place that's definitely worse.
All I'm saying is, Waterdeep's got to be safe, right?
No,
We can hide out in Waterdeep.
it's not. Nowhere is safe.
Do you know what end of the world means, Admiral? It doesn't mean end of the island. It doesn't mean end of Stonefall Scatter. The world.
Yeah, I also heard Tawny say that it was the end of the world when we didn't have any soap on board. So, like, how
this
end of
is
the world are we
literal.
talking?
This is literal. Unfortunately.
Patchy Polly crosses her arms and goes, "If this be the end of the world, then why aren't the red wizards stopping it? Affects them too."
Have you seen how incompetent they are? That's why.
I mean, they literally had me captured, tortured. All they really did was turn me blue.
Almost killed us. Sorry that you guys had such good luck.
Okay, I didn't say it was good luck. I said they're incompetent. They almost killed you, and yet they didn't. All they got were a couple barrels of coal, paper, and seeds.
Kildak was literally.
That's not the definition of
tortured.
incompetence. I don't know what it is.
Then Admiral peeks up again and goes, then let's just have the Waterdeep Navy take care of it. Tell them that's the end of the world. They love that kind of stuff. Trust me. They'll jump all over it. Tell them it's the end of the world. We get as far away from the end of the world as possible. They've got clerics. They've got angels. Whatever. They'll figure it out. We
Waterdeep
leave.
Navy has
And if it is
angels?
the end of the world, why are we sailing? Let's go back to White Sands Port. Relax on the beach for the last couple days. Huh?
I can stop it.
Give me a persuasion check.
I'm gonna help because I actually believe she can.
Kildek, I want you to roll yours separately just because you have so many pluses to it.
No. I need the advantage.
What is it? This is so hard. 40 even.
What?
Can you walk me through the math of 40 even? I believe you. I just want to know how we got there.
18 plus 7 plus 5. It's 40 even.
40 even. Tawny, what did you roll?
Well, I rolled a 4, so I got a 9.
Got a 9. You say that you can stop it, and a chuckle goes around the crew, and Kildek said, "Kildek, yeah. What do you say?"
No, really, she can. If anybody can.
And the chuckle stops, and people become more somber. Hang on. What do we have to do with this then? Polly goes, I'm not going into that reef. Not a single ship that's gone in the reef comes out.
There's a lot of gold at the end.
Gold ain't worth much if you can't spend it.
That's what
If
I've
I
been
don't
saying.
get into the reef, then you can't spend it anyways. Either you come die in battle, possibly, if
These
this
aren't-
ends in dying,
These aren't.
or you
knights.
die
These
on
are-
the
these are
shores
knights.
of White Sand. And you're still just dead either way. But if you don't die and you come and help me get to the reef, we're going to a literal island of fucking gold. Gold, glory,
Potential
all the
immortality.
adventure you asked for as pirates. If you can help me get there, you can get all of that. It is an island of gold. You know Tamo Core. But if you don't help me, and I don't get to the reef with the other incredible pirates with me, we will all die. And that is certain.
That was garbage math I did earlier. It's 30 even.
That's okay.
That made more sense. I was like, there's
I was
no
like-
way.
You said it, and I was like, it does add to an even 10, and I was like, I'll trust this math.
Yep, that's exactly what I did. Yep, sorry.
Patchy Polly nods at what Tawny said. You never asked for our help before. Always said you could do it yourself. What's changed?
It's bigger than any one of us.
It's really fucking big. And
It's
I
really
don't
large.
expect you guys to even fight it. I just need to get there.
You see, she nods, and there's uneasiness still amongst the crew, and they slowly move back to what they were doing.
Fuck.
Tell me a legendary pirate. Name one. Admiral. Name one.
Captain Gorhan.
What do you
Most
do?
legendary pirate there was.
Aye. What do you do?
He pillaged. He plundered. He knew his way around a bottle of rum.
Aye. Did he die?
In a blaze of glory.
Not sitting on some damn beach. Patchy Polly, give me another one.
Octopus is pretty famous around here.
True, not dead yet.
Okay. Captain Emerald. I can still talk about him.
What'd he do?
Found Tamo Core, apparently.
What do you think would happen if we found it?
I'm gonna pull out his map. This is Emerald's map. This
To
is
Tamo Core.
the legacy that we get to continue.
We have the option of being legendary. And you want to go sit on some damn beach? Fine. You want to sit on a beach? I'll drop you off at the next one.
I ain't sitting on no beach. And Patchy Polly like jumps up and goes downstairs.
No damn beach. Alright. Onwards. To Hangman's Cove?
We at least need supplies.
We at least need supplies. To Hangman's Cove. It's that way.
Rainbow Pirate goes, yeah, that's west. It's not west.
Nope.
It's southeast.
That's southeast, dude.
Yeah. And Admiral nods and goes, Hangman's Cove it is. We do what we do. And they change their heading and begin to head towards the 5 days travel towards Hangman Cove. Tawny, you would know that on a good wind, based on what the letter said, on a good wind, you might be able to make it in time. On a bad weather, you probably would miss it by like a day.
Okay. Well, we have a heading. I am gonna go talk to Mr. Work. I'm hungry.
Perfect. The days begin to pass on the travel to Hangman's Cove. We'll start with Kildak. Kildak, how do you spend these days going to Hangman's Cove?
After the crew's unease, he's just gonna go around, meet with each individual, talk with them, console, convince them that this is the right path. And again, if they want off, we're going to Hangman's Cove. They're certainly welcome to. We're not holding anybody here against their will. There's no point in dragging someone into battle. And I'm just going around talking to everybody, across a couple of days. I'm taking my time with it. It's long conversations. I talk to every single person except Wikipedia.
Ooh.
If I'm ever approaching a group and Wikipedia's there, I will talk to each person in turn and walk away. Each person except Wikipedia. I want it very known that I am not talking to her.
You are able to do that throughout the days. You hear in whispers, on your 30 persuasion, you've instilled between the 30 persuasion and the amount of success that you guys have had in the past, you have instilled a level of confidence in the crew that is above where they should be for learning about the end of the world and sailing into a location that is known for certain death. Your comment to Patchy Polly struck a nerve to where your conversations with Patchy Polly and things that you've heard with her, she, and you would know from working with her for so long, going out lying down is the last thing that she would want to do. And so, based on your comment, you almost feel like she would sail to the reef simply out of spite of that comment. And so she is not happy with you, but she's also the person most on board with the plan, if that makes sense. You do hear whispers of people talking about, like, what if if Tawny can save the world, why don't we just give her the carp, a couple crew members, and just sail them into the reef? That way, least many casualties. They save the world. Maybe they come back. If they succeed, we'll get to keep the gold. Like, she doesn't even want us fighting, stopping the end of the world. Like, she literally just needs us to take her there. Like, why not just give her the carp? Easy. Some people, you hear rumors would be like, why don't we just sail to the edge of the reef and let her fly the rest of the way? We know she can do that. The most egregious thing is you see people at one point drawing straws for who would be on the carp if they were to sail. But again, based on your success and on that 30 persuasion, despite being in the notes, there is no talk of mutiny. The end of the world is and certain death is kind of a deal breaker for some of these pirates, but again, you talking to everybody in conjunction with that, you quell the concern of a mutiny. Maybe people might walk away at Hangman's Cove, but there is no chance that they're going to try to take the ship by force.
Okay, that would be stupid. You just told them this person is capable of saving the world, and you're like, oh yeah, me, Jim, I can take her. This world-ending event can't, but Jim can.
But Jim can. Some of the pirates feel more confident in their sailing ability than in their world-saving ability. But like, I'd rather take my chances on a mutiny than on the end of the world.
I'm gonna take note of who all I kind of catch with these whispers, but nothing more.
Got it. Wikipedia, what are you spending this time doing?
I am spending my time finishing up the drawings that Wikipedia was working on before we hit White Sands. And upon finishing up all of my drawings, I want to gather them all up in a little pile, and I want to go find Tawny, and then after that I want to go find Kildak and see if I can get them all in the same room.
You would find Tawny probably at some point at, like, in her captain's quarters. She definitely is spending a lot of time in there, like, strategizing, like, thinking through everything. Like, she's got a lot on her mind, and so I think that would be an easy place for you to find her and try to gather Kildak too.
Alright, so I want to show Tawny just kind of the bundle of papers I have, and I was like, I have some notes that I want to go over. I just want to talk to you and Kildak about Can we go down to Kildak?
Where is he?
I think he's downstairs.
Do you want to go over those notes in front of the rest of the crew? Because otherwise, maybe Kildak should come here.
I mean, they already know about our whole trip. I don't mind if they know or not, but if you'd rather do it up here, we can try and convince them to come up.
I'm a bit worried about how dire these notes are going to be, and the crew's on shaky ground. Do you want me to get Kildak, or are you going to go?
I can go.
Is he going to respond
go.
to you?
I don't know. Maybe if you want to come with me, we can go together to go get him.
Because
But I'm not gonna avoid him. Especially if we have to do this together.
yeah, but he's avoiding you. I mean, you...
Yeah, I got the hint.
Uh-huh.
But that doesn't mean that I have to avoid him,
Okay.
right? If we're both avoiding each other, then how are we gonna solve our problems?
I understand that, but you also went at him. Like, right after he was tortured and tried to blame your choices on him. So,
I
yeah.
didn't blame my choices on him. I blamed my choices on myself, that I disobeyed an order, and I just needed some confirmation from him. And I hurt his feelings, and I'm not proud of that, but I would do it again. And I probably will.
Wow, you grow so much. And then we can go and get Kildak.
Was that a short joke?
I was just thinking.
It was not, but that is funny.
Alright, so we make our way down to where Kildak is. Where will we find
Kildak is
Kildak?
currently in the mess hall.
That's exactly where I thought you'd be.
That's some kind of
Kildak,
fat
you're
joke.
exactly where I thought you'd be.
Why?
I don't know, I thought you'd be down here. I was right. And just got excited I was right. Anyway, can we
I'm gonna pick up my
have a
plate of
We3
food and go to walk away.
Can the three of us have a We3 captain meeting upstairs?
Why?
Wikipedia has
Because-
some notes.
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 Come on, Kildak.
Holding up the
we
front
need to talk.
page, is there anything that there's obvious?
You would see two girls drawn on the first page. One of them being unrecognizable. The other one being someone you might recognize.
How good of a drawer is Wikipedia?
That's, yeah. Are they like stick figures or are they like figures?
I would say average, so they're not like stick figures, but she's not an artist. But she put some time. She put like 5 days into drawing. She has 8 sheets of paper.
Okay. Notes. Okay.
Come on,
I'll
Kildak.
entertain this.
We need to have this discussion
But for
anyways.
Connie. Okay, let's go.
And I will lead
Right,
them
and so-
back up.
Yeah. So when we get in the room, I'm just gonna like spread out my 8 drawings on the table so you can see them all.
Where are we
So
meeting?
I
I'm
know-
sorry.
We're in the captain's quarters.
Okay.
So there's a desk in there.
Yeah. So I know you guys don't know too much about my queen, and I'm willing to answer any questions you have. But I think I put together all the little key points that have happened over the last month that I think might go hand in hand with our end of the world problem. And I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page of what was happening. And I don't know, I just have some pieces that I just can't quite put together, and I was hoping maybe you guys can help put them together. Or if any of this could be of use. I don't know. Okay, and so I'll start with this picture. And the first one is a picture of myself in like a tree of forest. It's a forest with a bunch of trees and little like fairy lights around her. And I'm just gonna say, like, so this is me. I am a creation of the Unseelie Court. I know that that is where I sold my soul to. I am tied to the Unseelie Court. And I'm gonna pull over another picture, and it's gonna be of this big dark throne, and be like, this is the throne of my queen. But she has showed me a parallel throne, and on another paper is the same throne, but this one has like a bunch of blue diamonds and sapphires on it. And I'm like, I don't know whose throne this is, although I think I'm starting to figure out whose it is. But this is a big question that she showed me and told me to be very careful of who sits in this throne. The next picture is of the ziggurat, and it's a picture of Kildak carrying the flowers, and a picture of the Queen of Air and Darkness kind of looming behind him, very angry. And I'm going to tell you guys that those flowers were from the Queen of Darkness. Those were from my court. Like, they grow in the court of the Unseelie. But she was very upset when Kildak took them. So she did not give them to Kildak. She was very mad that he took her flowers, but she gave them, and she was mad.
When did you know that at the ziggurat when we were questioning you?
No.
Those were?
No. I didn't get the flowers until much later that they were from her. And then the next picture is of the shipwreck that you guys can recognize. And I'm gonna say, so when we went to the shipwreck, those beasts that we encountered, they were Unseelie beasts. Those were from my queen, and they were all around the coast of that shipwreck. And I don't know why they were there, or what she has to do with placing them there, or if she even sent them, or if someone stole them. But those were Unseelie beasts. We are from the same court. And then the water surrounding the shipwreck also had this deep fey energy to it. But it didn't feel Unseelie, but it didn't really feel court oriented. It was just magic. It was just magic in the sand. And she has another paper of the governor's mansion. And it's just the outside of the mansion, and there's all these windows on the front with just faces in each window of people very distressed. I'm going to tell you that I have no idea what the governor has to do with the end of the world or any of this, but he has all these fae trapped in his house. He won't let them go. I don't know what he's doing with them, but something is telling me that he's involved in this. There's definitely something deeper going on at his house.
Wikipedia, we freed all those servants. Remember? The tree and the border went down, and
the governor has something to do with what's going on. He knows a lot more information. Anyway, and then I'm gonna move on to my next paper. And it's my last paper. And it's kind of divided in like 3 sections. And so the first one has the silhouette of 2 girls standing together. The next picture is a little bit more detailed, where one girl is putting a crown on her head, and the other girl is kind of like, there's a line to show the ground, and she's like below the ground. And then the third section is going to be of that second girl in much more detail, of just her staring just straight through the paper, almost like when I was drawing it, like she was looking at me. And this, I heard like whispers of a poem in my dream. There were these two girls, where one girl was a victor and she got this crown, and the other girl was trapped, and now she's just waiting and looming. And I think these are supposed to, I think my dream and the whisper of this poem was of my queen and her sister.
The
And your
poem from the
queen-
shipwreck?
You heard that too?
Yeah, I think we all did.
I thought that was just in my head. I'm glad you heard it too.
But you heard it before the shipwreck?
Yeah, I've been hearing it, and I've been trying to remember it, because I wake up and it disappears so fast, and I've been trying to remember it. But yeah, so I heard it there, and I heard it at the beach. And so my queen, the Queen of Air and Darkness, I believe her sister of her blood is Arusula,
Mm-hmm.
who is trapped in the abyss.
Right.
But I don't know why she's letting the unseelie beasts into the mortal realm. I don't know what the governor knows about Arusula, and if he's helping to release her.
Well, the governor had the lock and had the letters from the evil red wizard. Well, I mean, they're all evil, but Moismarek. But also, Ethra was...
What was in the
telling-
letters?
Right.
What did
Right.
what did you say? I couldn't hear you.
Kyodak, do you remember those letters that you gave me that the Governor
From-
Lagoon
from
had? From Morsma?
Morsmarek? Yeah.
A lot of them were kind of shitty. But, and I'll pull them out, or open the drawer at the desk, because we're in my room, that they're in, and be like, basically, Ethel was saying that Governor Lagoon was doing something that she intervened in and stopped, and that's why he hates her, and that's why there was favors between them. But more
Well,
importantly,
then he
these
did
letters,
have a weird.
these letters that he had, where's my great aunt Croesus, who we've spoken about before.
Okay.
She was
This isn't the dead one, right? This is the one before the dead one.
This is the one who came back and never spoke to me and was supposed to be my mentor and wasn't, and whose cousins had that weird drama thing.
The weird drama being murdering.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How many people have you fucking murdered, Kildak? Anyways,
We had a count.
Croesus was guarding the reef, and she wasn't letting Morsmek past. She was protecting Tamokor from whatever he wanted it from. But it doesn't make sense because Morsmek kept trying to talk to her, and he was saying in these letters that he was getting closer to trying to like broker a deal, or Ethel was telling me that he was trying to communicate with Croesus 30 years ago. But then the gap is between that moment where Croesus is guarding the reef and not letting him in, and he's trying to speak with her, is that about 4-ish months after that is when Fallon, my aunt, went down, and she was murdered immediately. As soon as she came down, she was murdered, and that was 30 years ago, and there hasn't been a warrior Druk down here in the past 30 years, which is why I think that this crazy shit is happening, and why the Queen of Sea and Darkness thinks that it's her time to come out. Like, obviously bad shit has been going on and occurring unprotected, unseen, and the weirdest thing is that at Red Rat Bay, you guys said that you guys had weird dreams. And I also had a dream, and it was memories of back at Drukiel and right before I came down, but then also right when I came down. And when I came down in real life, I saw my Fallon's body frozen, and the blood still like in the air, falling so slowly it almost wasn't falling at all, like she was just captured in time. But in my dream, it was my hand, my fist, that punched through her.
Did you kill her?
No, I didn't kill my aunt 30 years ago. I'm 19. I wasn't even alive.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Bad math.
But, no, in real life, I came down and just saw her frozen and dead, but I keep getting these dreams about about punching through her and killing her. And when I did find her in real life, she didn't have any signs of struggle. And Croesus was always weird and fucked up, and something happened between point A and point B, and I think Croesus killed Fallon. And I don't know how it helps with the situation.
Oh. Now you're telling me that not only are we fighting everything else, but also a member of your family is also on the bad guy's side.
Croesus is back up in Drukiel, though. She returned. She's not down here.
Is there no other way to leave? Could she not just leave on her own accord? How did your cousins who murdered people get away?
Well, the one who came down got permanently stuck.
But they could leave.
So you're saying your cousins are down here?
Just the one, but not my cousins. Like my great cousins.
So
Second,
you have
third
family
cousins
down here on the mortal realm? Why haven't we tried to find them?
I don't think they'd help us.
They're just stuck. They're not a Druk anymore like I am.
How do you know that?
'Cause it's been 30 years. Look at what's happening to me, and my claws kind of come through a little bit. And I have this, and I show my gemstone, my ring, and it's so little, and it's not enough. And I've been here 2 months, and this is already happening, and I'm already getting stuck. 30 years? And I never met them. I wouldn't know what they look like. I wouldn't know anything.
Didn't you mention that you can get stuck as a dragon or a human? How do you know that they didn't lose their dragon?
If they got...
They're a human.
if they got stuck in their mortal form, they're really old. And I still don't know how that's helping and what they would know, and there's not a lot of time, and if we had more time, maybe, but they could be on the other side of the world.
Well, that sounds all, well, riveting, not very useful.
Definitely, my point is that Wikipedia said that she thinks the governor is involved, and the governor definitely has connections to the Fae, but and knew had these possessions, whether or not he ever looked into them. But I don't.
If he had the letters, he knows about Arusula, he knows about Crosa, he knows about the whole situation we're in, no?
The Queen of Sea and Darkness wasn't mentioned in any of this. All that he knows is really what Ethwa knows, and that's that Morsmek was trying to get into Tamo Kor. But Tamo Kor is like, you know, this legend of gold and magic and immortality, and like there's a lot of other reasons why they would want that. But I also know,
I can't help but tie that his knowledge of Tamo Kor and then his knowledge of the Fae, like, it's gotta be connected somehow. If he knows about Tamo Kor and he's doing all this Fae research,
he had a really funky mushroom in his basement.
A lot more than I might even know.
I don't think we have time to return to Red Rat Bay.
No.
Yeah,
no,
if the governor's involved, he's involved. So we're half of the Red Wizards. It really doesn't change much.
Just trying to offer up the pieces I have.
Well, moderately useful.
Thanks.
Speaking of which, I've seen that before, and I point to the chair.
To the throne?
Mm-hmm.
To which one?
The blue one.
Is that...
You've seen this?
Yep. I saw that one. Probably like twice now, I think. Maybe 3 times.
Are you
times.
also getting dreams?
Poems? Yep, got poems.
Yeah. So in the drawing that Wikipedia drew of the poems, the second girl, although Wikipedia has never seen her, I'd like to imagine that I drew something similar to what Kildak saw, standing the beautiful lady on the ocean.
So, Wikipedia gave you one side of the story. But, what's a story without both sides?
Go ahead.
The poem I've been getting is that the Queen of Air and Darkness betrayed her sister. They had an agreement or something, and they were betrayed. And the Queen of Air and Darkness trapped her in the abyss. Like, she imprisoned her there. And obviously that pissed her off. So she's not necessarily coming to end the world, but more to just kind of claim her domain, claim her kingdom that is rightfully hers, that was stolen by her sister. Which I realize, propaganda, you know, there's both sides here, we're getting different sides, you know, I get it, I do, I'm not an idiot, not defending her. But at the same time, Queen of Air and Darkness, also not scot-free. You have to realize that you're also being fed propaganda. You're also being given biased information.
They're both Queens of Darkness.
No, only one is.
No,
The other
they
was
both
betrayed.
They're
Cool.
both Queen of Sea.
I see what you did. No, I see what you did. It was the queen part that you were emphasizing. I got it. Clever. I like that. I like that a lot.
I don't think that the Queen's intentions are pure. Wickeby's queen. I do think that they are aligned in what needs to be done. Because whether or not
Sure again.
she was banished for more than a power move made by the Queen of Air or something darker, I know from histories that when gods are banished to the abyss, that it took an army of Druk to do so. And
So you're saying your people helped her last time? Helped her banish her last time?
I don't know if it was to help with Arusula or if it was and helping this Unseelie queen. I know that the Druk have been involved in keeping bad gods imprisoned. And I know that what I saw on the beach wasn't good. And
I am, again, not defending her. But I can't trust the Queen of Air and Darkness or anyone who follows her.
You say darkness like it's evil.
Yeah, it's
Darkness
the absence
doesn't-
of light. Yeah, it is evil. It's
Darkness
like
does not equal evil. The darkness she rules over is more like a soothing peace, you know? It's like the shade of a willow tree on a hot summer day.
no, that's not darkness. That's like a light gray. No, darkness is the
Darkness
depth
doesn't
of
have to
a
be evil.
wolf den. It's the depths of a pit, of a sinkhole.
And for the wolves in the den with those pups, if they have pups, like that's their safety, that's their home, that's where they live.
but Wikipedia, you've said that that you're fearful of your magic. That you feel
I'm not fearful.
You said that you
You
were
have.
afraid of what happens with you and the emotions that you experience with your magic, and that you feel like it almost is uncontrollable. And that is something that I have seen and witnessed as well.
That's not the magic. It's not the queen. That's just me.
I don't know how much of your perspective is blinded by your loyalties to her. But at the end of the day, I don't think the Queen of Air and Darkness is a hero, but she is not the villain either. And whether or not Arusula would be a complete villain if roles were reversed and she was out and ruled the Unseelie court and the Queen of Air and Darkness was imprisoned, I can't say. I don't know enough. I do know that if the Queen of Sea and Darkness gets out, that what will happen after that, the consequences that will happen after that, are dark, are world ending. And so whether or not the Queen of Sea and Darkness was wrongfully imprisoned, now her heart has certainly hardened, and she has become an evil god needing to be imprisoned. Look at what she's doing to you, Kildak. And our goal has to be to keep her imprisoned. And on that, intentions aside, the Queen of Air and Darkness stands by. But
I hate playing politics.
Watched Kildak. No one is more invested in this fucking issue than I. This is my destiny, this is my job, this is my duty to prevent the end of this realm. And I am telling you, Wikipedia, as much as I am going to defend the Queen of Air and Darkness and your relationship with her to Kildak, I am going to defend Kildak now to you. And his magic is pure. And he has a special chosen type of magic that has been with him since he was born, and that is what he was tortured for by the Red Wizards. The only thing that is from the Queen of Sea and Darkness that I have seen so far is the detect magic. And he has promised not to use that anymore. And he was clearly, so clearly, being controlled at the shipwreck. And so, I don't think it's fair to try to question his loyalties when his loyalties have always been true.
She gave him one power. She's in constant connection with him. Who's to say she's not going to try to give him more?
But I don't
Who's
use
to
the
say
one
he's
that
not
was
gonna
given.
make a deal with her?
I don't use the one that was given to me. I have no need for it.
He does not have a pact with her. His relationship to her has been one of trickery and lies, and I'm going to do everything I can to break that. It's not like your relationship with your queen.
Okay. As long as there's no deal.
Kildak cast detect magic.
Instantly.
Instantly
He's
Kildak
like,
cast detect magic.
Let me figure it out.
Let me figure this shit out.
So you're not going to use her magic anymore?
No, I haven't for quite some time now.
Okay.
These are
And
good.
it's just the one? How do we know it's just the one?
I can sense his magics, and everything else that has been happening has been different, and he is very clearly blessed with wild magic, and that is something chosen upon him.
Okay.
It was pretty cool. There was a unicorn.
What?
There was
What,
a
Kildak?
unicorn. There was a unicorn.
Where was there a unicorn?
I think you saw
You didn't
it.
see him? Pretty sure you saw him.
I think you saw unicorn. He was riding sexy giant blue
Gotcha. I wasn't sure if it was invisible.
Flying.
flying Kildak was on the unicorn.
Why was there a unicorn?
That's a great question. Why was anything? Why am I blue? I'm still blue.
You are still. Oh my god! He's still blue!
Wait, back in time. Does Kildak
Holy shit!
not want to be blue? Cause we've been sailing for a couple of days, and I think I can fix that.
Oh!
We
You-
got
that was the
our
first-
whole
Our whole
I mean,
little argument?
I'm blue right now. If you want to offer that right now, you can. But I'm blue.
Cuts back to as soon as you get on the ship, the first thing that happens is Bug-Eye, who is like his skin a constant like beet red color, looks down at you and just goes, "Why are you blue?" And then we cut back to this moment.
Oh yeah,
What the heck? Oh my! I can't believe I missed that.
I feel like
Good
this
Lord.
might have happened earlier, depending on what the day is. But obviously that night emotions were very, very high. But we never got a moment to appreciate the blue, which is stupid.
Blue.
But also the sexy
I'm sorry.
potion.
I remembered the entire time. I should have brought it up. I guess everybody else forgot. Which
The
is the
I
first.
sexy
totally
potion?
forgot.
The next
I forgot
morning,
this
the
is where
very next fucking morning when things aren't crazy, and Tawny sees Kildak again, she's just gonna like lean into him and be like, "Did it work? Is your dick bigger?"
Oh, I didn't even think to check. Hold on.
You haven't looked at your dick in days?
I mean,
This was like the next day. This would have happened immediately. Roll a d4.
Wow.
See how many inches you grew.
Oh no. Affects the sexy potion.
3.
This is either like a really big deal or like possibly not that big of a deal, depending on where you started, and you don't have to answer that question.
I've been there. That it's a big deal, no matter what.
I mean,
It's
I mean,
yeah, but
honestly, at best, it was like a 33% increase.
which
At worst,
is
it was
still,
100% increase.
yeah.
So
30% increase is still a large increase.
yeah, but we live in a world of orcs and like half orcs and stuff. So like, if you're
Except
gonna
we
like
have
talk
more
I've been
about
reading
like,
way too much Treasured Half-Breed. He's way too deep. Into this. Her
Like, I'm just
expectations.
saying.
She only knows about Drukule and Treasured Half-Breeds. Those are her only two
Drukules
metrics to measure on.
definitely, Drooks have big dicks, and so like if you like.
Anyways.
Yeah.
No.
After the
But you-
complete silence, the beat of silence. Anyway.
You say
Sorry,
you have
one
to
more
check,
joke.
but you were responding back
One
to
more joke.
Tawny.
Wait, what?
I asked you if your dick got bigger, and you said, "Let me check," and then we got off
When I
topic.
turned around. I turned around. I
Mhm.
like opened my pants real quick. Turned
Yep.
it back around. Yeah,
Yep.
not disappointed. This potion's really good.
And did you
An excellent potion.
have the potion make you blue too? Is that your idea of sexy?
No, unless I cooked it wrong. But no, that's I was pretty sure that happened with the magic.
Oh, so it's like a
BBC.
Ooh.
Yep. Big blue. Yep.
condition?
Big blue.
You want?
Condition.
Oh.
I can try to make you
Fix the blue.
Yeah, if you want. I mean, it doesn't really go with the bright red beard.
That is a
Right.
look, though.
It is growing on me. Check back in a couple days.
And cut
so
back.
we're in this room, and I'm blue.
I don't remember what else we were talking about. Oh, you talked about the unicorn and being turned blue. Yeah. Do you still want to be blue? How you feeling about this? I can try to help and make you not blue. The red and the blue didn't get better.
Yeah, I haven't taken my potions yet today either, so. It's just kind of nice. Like, I feel like I blend into the water better, you know?
The water that you stand on
saying
top
you
of
want
with your red
face?
jacket and red beard.
Yeah, that one. Maybe I'm like a buoy.
I'm like a buoy.
He wants to stay blue.
You got a problem with that, Wikipedia? Look at you. Wooden.
It's beautiful in its own right.
Yeah,
It's
don't
beautiful
shit
and
on
unique.
me.
I didn't shit on you. I just announced that you wanted to stay blue. And I was just surprised by that.
Kodak, I don't think you should stay blue. Like, you put a lot of work into brewing these sexy potions. And, like, did you
think the
take
blue's
it
See,
a
now
track?
she's shitting on you for being blue.
No, I haven't taken it yet today.
Oh, so you're also not sexy and blue with a red beard.
Mhm.
Okay. Like, I feel like you've been putting a lot of effort into your appearance lately. And the blue isn't it at all.
I guess you'd probably be the one to know. Okay. You can take the blue away from me. But understand you'll be giving me a new kind of blue. One only visible in my eyes.
Yep, and I tap him. It's too horrendous. Yeah, and you have blue eyes. What is the thing affecting him? Like,
what
Nothing.
is the blue?
I'm just blue.
Wild magic.
There's
I
not,
know.
nothing. I'm just not blue now.
Like a
But-
curse.
Yep. You just need to use remove curse. Yep.
remove
Who's a
curse.
curse? He cursed himself to be blue.
Remove curse. Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't know if I have that. I thought we.
Oh,
looked
you
at
might be
this.
safe.
I thought we looked at this and I could do it.
The madness you could have taken away.
Yeah, but
We established
I
that. Jake, you might be blue.
I thought she could because I said remove curse multiple times.
No. I did
Oh,
not
I
hear
got
that
it.
once. Wait, hold on.
Oh, let me see. Is it
I-
a paladin spell?
I don't have that exact thing. I have a bunch of things that remove
It-
things.
It's what's the highest level spell that you can cast?
Right now is only second.
It's a 3rd level spell. That's what it is.
Give me like a day or two. And then I can. Now would be a
So,
really
yeah.
great time to be level.
So you just
9.
like touched my body
No,
Yeah.
I mean,
and nothing happened.
actually, okay, here's the thing. Aubrey thought she had the spell and thought she looked at it beforehand and wouldn't have been talking about it if she didn't have the
That's
ability. However, to rectify the situation, Tawny definitely was a lot more powerful before coming down and like not having the scepter and the Drukule magic and stuff. And she hasn't done a lot of healing magic, but the bit that she has worked so far with like just lay on hands. And so she just assumes that she can still do this, and like her ego's just a little bit like she's so close that she's like, oh yeah, I'm totally strong enough to do this. And she goes to do it and like maybe not today. I can definitely do it later.
Okay.
Killback keeps his blue for another day. And the blue wins another round.
Blue 1, Tawny 0.
Excellent.
So hideous.
So I'm blue. I can cast magic. Apparently I could my whole life, and I've just never been tortured enough to do so.
You did it a few times without the torture.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Not like this, but yeah, I did.
Not like that.
Yeah.
God. 10 times, 11 times in a minute.
You know,
Absolutely redonkulous.
just Kodak things.
Oh, boy.
Gosh, I don't even.
Just kill that thing.
I could torture myself now for you to see,
No,
just so
no.
Wikipedia feels better.
That seems really dark.
Just like mild torture.
I can
Like-
put myself through immense mental stress if you would like.
Basically.
If that would make you happy, I can do that for you. Oh.
Yeah.
There's too much going on.
There's a lot. That's why I'm saying we've narrowed it down. Fuck the governor. Gone. If Kodak happens, I don't know, I talked about myself in the third person. I stay blue. So be it. Doesn't really matter. If we go to this pirate meeting after getting supplies, if we don't, so be it. If the crew mutiny and throw Tawny off, so
What?
be it.
Will it back?
The pirate meeting,
No.
the mutiny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as I was,
Gonna be
walking
another
around. No, I don't think so. As I was walking around talking to everybody except Wikipedia,
Noted.
I did hear some whispers of people, everybody's a little uneasy. We did tell them the world's ending. Not everybody's super upset, like, with us. Some people are. I think some people are just kind of coping with the world ending still. But there were just some whispers about giving you the carp and everybody else leaving so you could get there. Like, they don't really understand their role or why they have to put themselves in danger. I don't think anybody would mutiny, because they're not idiots. But beyond that, I don't think people were terribly happy.
I mean, I didn't expect them to put themselves in danger. I've expressly always kept them away from it. But
Are we not sailing through the reef? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, that's not safe.
I think
We saw what happened to the
going
last ship
on,
that
though.
tried it.
Yes, and we know what's happening in the reef.
How's that change anything? Makes us
We
stupider?
can drive straight through it.
Cause that's what we're going to fight. The door is in there. And so we have to get there to get my scepter, to fight what's there. And
I understand why we have to go. That doesn't still make it any safer. And knowing the dangers they're in also doesn't make it safer. It just means that now we're sailing in knowingly to our deaths instead of incidentally. Potentially a worse decision.
we can't make it through the reef. Then they all die anyways.
Yeah, but they'd rather die in a castle than just like sailing through some piece of water.
Then they can do that. I'm not gonna force anyone to do anything.
I'm not gonna force anybody in either, but we can't sail this with no crew. Patchy Polly's too stubborn to leave. She's really the only one I'm confident about. Marcus might be too stupid. You might be able to convince him to stay.
I don't know.
And again, it's just whisperings, I don't know how many actually feel this way. But I think we give them the opportunity to peacefully leave when we go to Hangman's Cove. There's plenty of other crews going to be there. You can find someone else to work with. Because there's no point in dragging them in. They'd really just slow us down.
I had
Or cause
no
bigger
intentions
problems.
of doing anything else.
Right, that's why I'm saying we offer them the, we make it public, you know? When we're approaching Hangman Cove and anybody wishes to leave now, do so. This is the last opportunity. Aye? Nay?
Aye.
I mean, it sucks. I'm grown quite attached to these individuals, but if they wish to leave, they can.
Kildek, you would know that if everybody, you need a minimum of 12 people to run the Guppy and a minimum of 5 to sail the carp. That is not including like anything in a naval combat sense. That's simply in order to
Sail straight.
work the rigging, and with like a bare bones crew, that means that like everybody is working and everybody is like you're on like a minimal sleep.
Has the Arcane
mechanically-
Warren
Yep.
still been following us?
You got out before the arcane ward was able to get out, and you haven't seen them on the horizon. Yeah, Kildek, you would know mechanically if you were, again, 5 for the carp, 12 for the guppy. With that, all 12 or the full crew would need to participate in keeping the ship running, and everybody would suffer a point of exhaustion. But it could be done.
We just need 15 people hanging out here so we could reasonably do it. But I think we could get 15 people to volunteer. I don't think that's going to be a problem. And if it is, maybe we hire some people from other crews who know less. Ignorance is
15
bliss.
people. That's to take both boats.
That's just the guppy.
Just the guppy.
He's doing 12 plus a little extra to
So
avoid the exhaustion.
why should we just take the carp and leave the guppy with our crew? Or with those who want to stay behind? Should we travel with a smaller vessel?
I don't really want to be stuck in a smaller vessel if we're under attack.
Guppy's better in a fight.
Could be
Quicker
much
too.
better in a fight.
I'd much rather get in and out, not dilly-dally.
The ship is quicker.
The carp.
Ours.
No, sorry, the guppy.
It is still the guppy? I thought the carp was faster.
The carp
That's
is
why I suggested it.
the carp, because it's smaller, can keep up, but the guppy was built for speed.
I would pick speed.
Guppy's better in a fight, better at running. I don't think we should leave the guppy.
No, that makes sense.
I'm just gonna like sit back into my bed and just kind of like as you guys are talking about the ship, just like sitting there.
Maybe we get preliminary numbers before we get to port, so we know what to expect. If we need to recruit some, or maybe bribe people's way in. We got all that money from Tonka. Maybe a couple handfuls of gold.
We can certainly share the wealth.
Yeah. Well, this is fun.
This is the longest conversation we've had in 3 days, Gildak.
Yeah. Not my fault.
I beg to differ.
Don't make this the last long conversation.
I'm trying not to. Kildak, I think I rudely interrupted your dinner, and I never had a chance yet to eat. Would you like to go down to the mess hall with me?
Yeah, let's go get food.
That'd be nice. Tawny, do you want anything?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay. And then we leave.
Mm-hmm.
As the night goes on and it gets later, Tawny is just sitting in her bed there and just thinking, and honestly, in all this that was going on with the Queen of Sea and Darkness, and this crazy things and her quest to get her scepter, she hadn't thought about those final moments of getting to the door that's in the Rainbow Reef and what it meant for the crew. And there's a lot of stress going on, and Kildak and Wikipedia were fighting, and they weren't trusting each other, and she hadn't been trusting them either, and it's been a lot going on. And just hearing that Kildak didn't think that they were going to do a mutiny, but perhaps they might have, because what she's asking of them is so much. And the fact that they could go in, and we're talking about asking them to risk their lives, but that's not fair, that's not right, that's not how it's supposed to be. They're not supposed to risk their lives. I'm the protector. It is my job to be there and stop what's ever happening, and it was never supposed to be to put these people's lives in danger. That is like against everything that's happening, and that I stand for, and I can't ask the crew to do this, and the fact that I would even need to say at Hangman's Cove that they can leave when that's not what's happening here. It's not that's not my role, that's not my position. And for the first time in probably all of her memory, Tawny sits in the bed and she just starts crying. And there's just so much weight, and the thought of her job hurting others. And I just cry. And it gets a little bit later, and it's like the emotions just can't stop, and it just keeps spinning and keeps spinning. And no, we can't, I can't ask this of the crew. And I just see their hurt and scared faces when they heard about what we had been planning and hadn't been informing them of at all. And the idea of it all, she just gets up and I start packing.
And with that, we will end tonight's session with Tawny packing, the relationship partially repaired between Wikipedia and Killer, getting better. It's being repaired, but the bags of Tawny being packed. Where will she head next? Will the crew stick together, or will Hangman's Cove be the last place the crew of the Depressed Guppy is all in one place? If you want to know, make sure you like and subscribe to find out. And until we meet again over another round at the Four Rings Inn. Yar.
Bye.
Bye.